the way that Glenn played the other day, how much does that carry over from game to practice the following day? Do you just try to build on that, or do you try to pump him up a little bit more, knowing that you might need to have some of that?
Yeah, I can guarantee in the film he saw every one of his shots that went in, and we continue to do that because he's capable of that more than he's not. So it's just trying to find, what he's comfortable with, put him in situations like that, and then he's going to want to go up and believe the shots going in. So yeah, we are pumping that up because when he is involved, when he's scoring, we are a really tough team to guard. And then when he gets rebounds like he did, offensive rebounds, he's got 4 offensive rebounds his last 2 times against Iowa each game. Get in there and get rebounds because we don't get a lot of extra possessions because we're not turning people over and we're not getting that many offensive rebounds. So for him to get them, it's huge for us.
John, you had that, you're so obviously so successful in the first tough stretch you guys had earlier this year in the Big Ten. Did you guys more successful than in the past? Did you notice anything you did game to game that you're going to try to replicate this time?
No, not really, because it really comes down to, in these games, many of the games bounce the ball, really, to me it is, because things are going to happen. We have some good breaks go our way, but I don't think anything really different. We just, I think the players have played enough games on the road that they know that it's always going to be tough, and they just got to get used to it. I think that's been very helpful. Whether it's the makeup of the team, the makeup of the practice, it could be just this much difference that made the difference.
With Glenn, I mean, do you think that there's any kind of ebbing and flowing of confidence from game to game? And if so, what do you attribute that to?
I think like most players, a baseball player, for example, if he gets 2 or 3 hits in the game, he believes he's going to hit well the 5th time up that day or the next game. And I think, but at the same time, you have some tough, even if they're tough outs, you're going to say, gee, I can't buy a hit. And I think the same thing. And he's had several in and out baskets that made him look like he had a really bad day. And you really, again, it's a little bit of an inch difference in the shot. So the one thing he can control is his effort areas and his energy he brings to us. And that we don't want that to flow. We want that all gas all the time.
Would you like to see some more consistency? You mentioned the offensive rebounding. Game to game.
Yeah, he's got to do that. He's got to drive the ball north-south more. There's a lot of things that he's working on, and he's well aware of just being more physically offensively. Defensively, that's an issue for probably every young player. Offensively, he's got to be more physical, and that he knows it. He's trying.
Chris?
People talk about desperation and tangible like Indiana when they were playing you, Iowa, having lost a couple of them. Do you buy into that, or is that kind of a media created thing?
No, I think it's when teams are when they lose any games like we lost at Indiana. I think there's a certain spirit in that locker room that is you're coming out of it. Now, 2 in a row is not good, but you just never know what's going to happen. There could be desperation there. But we are, I think our teams have usually responded after losses. We did the other day. Iowa's had a couple tough ones, really tough ones, and so it's, I'm sure that that's a home game. We were successful here. There's a lot of reason for them to have some edge. There's a lot of reason for us to have some edge. There's a championship trophy waiting for whoever can be the best in this league. If you're going to do this, you have to go and beat some really good teams.
Joe? Iowa seems to be a bit like you guys offensively in that there's so many weapons, so many different guys who can contribute. How much of an emphasis is placed on team defense going up against them?
Well, what they really have, Joe, is tremendous experience. They're one of the few teams with juniors and seniors all over the court. And but they do have, if it's not, what they do get is they get points too that they manufacture with the offensive rebounding, tremendous rebounding team, as we all know. So you have to know who the shooters are, who the drivers are, KYP, know your personnel. We have to know that the whole game, and make sure that we close out well, we block out, just all the different things that give them easy baskets.
Glenn mentioned after the game the other day that he changed something in his shot.
He's been working just on punching through the shot like all the way. When you guys see a good tumble on his shot, it means he's punched through all the way. Sometimes some shooters have a tendency they'll just won't finish. here, and he's really worked at it. We work on almost every day, just getting good rotation on the ball.
Was that something that before this last game when we saw the progress?
No, we started about 3 weeks ago of just getting him to understand when I'm a big guy and the ball's got to spin, but he can't spin too many times. And so he, like some other guys, are inconsistent with it, and we work at it.